Luxor, a city on the Nile River, was once called Thebes. It was the amazing capital of ancient Egypt. Egyptians called it Waset, the city of the scepter. Today, Luxor is like a giant outdoor museum. Luxor has two main parts, the city of the living and the city of the dead. The city of the living is on the east side of the river. It faced the rising sun, which meant new beginnings. Awesome temples like Karnak and Luxor temple were built here to celebrate life. On the west side of the river, the sun set over the city of the dead. This reminded people of the journey to the afterlife. This special area has impressive temples and royal tombs, including the famous Valley of the Kings. Two giant temples, Karnak and Luxor temple, are the most important buildings in Luxor. These amazing buildings show how powerful the pharaohs were and how close they were to the gods. Karnak temple, built for the Theban triad, Amun-Re, Mut and Khonsu, is the biggest ancient religious building in the whole world. It's not just one temple, but a bunch of temples built over 2,000 years. Each pharaoh wanted to add their own part to this holy place. Luxor temple is smaller than Karnak, but just as impressive. It was built for Amun-Re, the king of the gods. People celebrated there, especially during the Opet festival. This festival celebrated the Nile River's flood and how it made the land good for growing food. A long pathway lined with sphinxes connected Karnak and Luxor temple. This showed how connected the gods and the people were. During the Opet festival, statues of the gods traveled along this pathway in a big parade. This showed Amun joining with his wife Mut. The temples of Luxor are more than just rocks piled up. They are like poems written in stone. Everything in them has a special meaning. Huge gateways, decorated with pictures of pharaohs defeating their enemies, mark the entrance. Tall obelisks covered with shiny gold point towards the sky like the sun god's rays. Giant halls filled with huge columns make you feel small and amazed. The walls and columns are covered in hieroglyphics, telling stories of pharaohs and gods. Everything, even the way the temple faces and the smallest writing, had a reason. These temples were built to connect people with the gods, creating a place where they could talk to them. The temples of Luxor aren't just amazing buildings, they tell us about what happened in ancient Egypt. Every stone whispers stories of powerful pharaohs and big festivals. Amenhotep III, the pharaoh who built Luxor temple, is shown on its walls. He ruled during peaceful and prosperous times, and the temple's beauty shows that. Ramses II, a great builder, added to both Karnak and Luxor temple. His huge statues and tall gateways show that he wanted to be remembered forever. Hatshepsut, a woman pharaoh, also added to Karnak temple. Her obelisks, some of the tallest ever, show how powerful and important she was. These temples weren't just statues, they were busy places for religious and social life. Festivals like the Opet festival brought people from all over Egypt to Luxor. This showed how close the pharaoh was to the gods and the people. The temples of Luxor show how smart, artistic and religious the ancient Egyptians were. They give us a look into a world of pharaohs and gods, rituals and beliefs, a civilization that still amazes us thousands of years later.